can we be in a bubble if people are talking about a bubble? Do you think that that is a solid argument moving forward? Because there are obviously a great deal of concerns out there, 401ks, people that have all their money socked away waiting for retirement.
Well, that's absolutely correct. That in truth, we should be looking at the fundamentals, but at the same time, there can be self-fulfilling prophecies where investors fear and start selling.
So, Walter, talk about specific indicators. Have you seen anything out there that specifically says we're entering a bubble, entering bubble territory, or should be concerned about where AI is going?
I think there's still a lot of uncertainty in the short run and long run. So I think a lot of people are worried about the high price earnings ratio of the S&P 500. They're also worried about the big spike in investment, which is particularly being financed by borrowing. But at the same time, I would also remind viewers that the increase in investment could be a response to consumer demand. And as consumers demand more use of AI, then these suppliers want to, for example, build more data centers. And so if that's the case, then investment decisions are in the right direction. The question is whether these investment decisions are aligned with market demand.
Yeah, and I think we also have to go, again, talk more about these valuations, but also the fact that so many of these AI companies simply aren't making any money right now. No products yet. So what is this boom built on? What is the foundation? Is it obvious? I mean, obviously the future, but do you think that that everything is solid at this point?
I think that it varies across the spectrum of companies you're referring to. So, for example, OpenAI did not make much of a profit last year, but it seems to be increasing this time around. The leading companies like Meta, Amazon, Google, they're still doing well, and their investments are still below revenue. So I think it really depends. I agree that there are small startups, as some of your guests have mentioned, that remind you of the .com internet days when they made all kinds of businesses. So I think it really varies. But I think that that's where the fundamentals lie, are in what kinds of innovations are they investing in? Are they improving not only products that satisfy consumer, but also processes like more energy efficient data centers?
Yeah, I think that the data centers where they're going is going to be a huge part of this moving forward. But I think a lot of people have also watched what the market has done. Huge swings over the past 2 weeks. A lot of people are concerned that a correction is going to hit sooner than later. What could trigger that? And also, I've talked to so many people who say, look, you take away AI and we are in a bear market. So that really is very sobering information.
Correct. And so, as you seem to indicate, a market correction may be inevitable. We just don't know when. That's part of the uncertainty. But another uncertainty is what kind of recovery there'll be. Will there be a fast recovery, a good rebounding of the markets, or will that lead to a slump if people find out that, for example, the innovations are all duds?
What about parts of AI that are generally transformative, that are really making a difference out there? And do you see any that are just simply overhyped at this point?
Well, in some cases, I feel underwhelmed by AI because primarily I use it for, I interface with it. I ask it to do some research for me. And a lot of young people are still basically using it to help them write papers. And many consumers use it without the paid subscription. So it is there, but it seems marginal. However, I still believe that there are transformative industrial applications to science and medicine. So I think it's there. And then, as I said, R&D needs to be focused more also on process innovations to make AI more energy efficient, maybe find better ways of cooling the systems, right? So I think that's where we should focus our attention.
Yeah, and also Nvidia came out with its earnings, beat expectations, and moving forward, just simply gangbuster numbers. So, what about the demand for AI chips? What does that mean to the broader tech market? And just think if Nvidia could sell its top of the line chips to China, it seems like
Mhm.
they really don't have a high end. It could just keep going up and up.
Mhm. Sure. I took the NVIDIA reports with a bit of a grain of salt because it is largely a monopoly, right? It owns 90% or 90% of the GPUs. And so really when their profits go up, is it more of a price increase than quantity, right? So one of the vulnerabilities is whether there could be more, where this monopoly position could last longer, or will there be more entrance into the business?